What's up, everybody? Soul here with another Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles videos for your viewing pleasure. And yeah, I see a lot of talk. The views on these videos are consistent. They keep coming in. You guys are clearly still out there playing. I know many of us are picking up the game and checking it out. And so I see often the question, what characters are best? Give me your best 5-man team. Tell me what you think. With that said, I'm going to do just that, but I'm going to do it in two ways. I'm going to give you a generic version of characters, and then I'm going to give you the unique version, as in characters that, of course, there's only one of. So, in case you want to play, like for me, I enjoy using the generic characters where I get to build them up myself and they're fully customizable and they don't have the unique character class. However, I do respect those that want to do that and use those unique characters like Orlandeau and so on and so forth. Let's take a look at both of them and see what you think based on my opinion. Of course, first and foremost, we're going to go over the unique characters. How about that? And Ramza is where it all starts. In case you are wondering, we are using Final Fantasy Tactics Companion. This is a fantastic site. I will link it down in the description. But yeah, Ramza right here, as you can see, we've got him where he's got his 97 brave. We leave him at 60 faith. You don't have to play it your way, but I like to have him right there in that middle ground for faith. I don't really mess with it too much. That way they get some benefit, but then they also don't. It's really up to you. We're going to go into edit mode and take a look at it real quick. And so for me, I leave Ramza Capricorn. I pretty much always do that. You don't have to play the game your way. With that said, we have Ramza here with the Chaos Blade in his main hand. We got the Escutcheon 2 in the second hand. We've got the ribbon on his head. We've got the body armor, and the accessory is the Chantage. And so what we're doing is we're main rolling that Gallant Knight class. And so in case you don't know, that's the class that basically is his character default class, his unique class, if you will, progressed all the way at the final point of the game. Ramza primarily is your main thief in my builds that I have here. Why? Because he's the best thief in the game. Period. Dot. Is he the only thief? Can you use someone else as a thief? 120%. But there's no two ways about it. He will always be the best thief. In fact, Ramza is really the best at every class he has access to. So, with that said, that's my opinion. You tell me what you think. If you disagree, that's fine. Now, for his secondary ability, of course, we've got Steal. And so he's going to be able to steal, take those items you need, and get anything you want in said various occasions, levels, or those targeted particular levels where you have those items that are going to be missable, and you absolutely want to go get them. I have videos on that, and make sure you go check them out. Definitely worth your watch. With that said, his reaction ability is the ever overpowered Shia Hadori. This is game breaking. This reaction ability is unbelievable. Definitely worth your time picking up. And then we've got attack boost on the support. Really nice to get that bonus attack. Super duper useful. Fantastic. Can't say enough good about it. And then we got that movement +3. Expensive, tough, hard to get, but very much worthwhile in my opinion. And if you're mid-maxing and you're going for that final build, this is definitely worth your time. Now, this is Ramza Thief, but does Ramza need to stay a thief to do this? No. You don't need to keep Ramza on Thief all the time. There's going to be plenty of occasions where you don't need a Thief. And then when it comes to that, I like to play Ramza one of two ways, which I'm just going to show you. We're going to edit everything right here in scene. And so we can come on down, and let's say we want to be a magic damage Ramza that's going to go out there and kind of waylay and do some pretty good stuff, but then still had some physical edge and potency in his pocket. For me, you roll in that secondary of Aido, and then you're going to switch that support ability, and you're going to want to go for magic attack boost right here. And then that way he's doing nice magical damage and doing a lot of really good things. And at this point, you're going to yank the Materia Blade Plus, you're going to ditch the Escutcheon 2, and you're going to go with an Aegis Shield. You can keep the ribbon. I really like it. It's kind of a perfect all-in slot item there, in my opinion. You're going to want that Lordly Robe. This is an in-game item. It's not going to be easy to come by. However, it's not necessarily a make or break. If you don't have access to this, I rock the wizard robe all the way to the end, and you get access to this very early on. And what you're going to see is with this setup, with Aido as a secondary, because Aido, samurai ability, uses magic, you have tons of magic attack at 24. He is going to run around with AoEs, buffing and helping out and healing, but then also just melting opponents. And this is on every difficulty level. It's pretty phenomenal. So if you want a magic damage dealing Ramza, this is my suggestion. Now, maybe you want to be physical damage and you want to switch things up in that way. That's perfectly fine too. If you want to be physical damage Ramza, there's one of two ways. There's quite a few ways you can go about it. But my opinion, I personally think you're going to want, not Mystic Arts, you're going to want to pick up those monk abilities. For me, that is absolutely the way. Martial arts. Why martial arts? Because martial arts is going to allow you to heal, to revive, and it's going to give you some way to do some range damage too. It's got quite a few things in its kit. Super duper great. Absolutely love this. It's so powerful. Now we're going to jump on back. We're not going to go with attack boost. We're actually going to go with dual wield in this situation. And so now, because we're rocking that dual wield, maybe we want to go for the Chaos Blade. That's fine. Maybe you don't have access to it. It's really, I don't know where you're at in your game, what's going on. Let's just pretend you're not all the way final product. Chaos Blade, obviously, strongest weapon in the game. You do get access to Excalibur through Orlandeau, and you can find it otherwise. But the most accessible Knight Sword is the Defender, by far and in large. Now, let's say we slap that on him. That's going to be really a better offhand item because it's going to offer so much defensibility and it's got a decent block rate and everything else. And then in your main hand, you want to put whatever is the strongest that you can find that you have access to. There's nothing wrong with your Ice Brand, Platinum Sword, all these things. Of course, that's going to all scale up as you're leveling. I personally fall in love with a Blood Sword once I get access to it, and I keep it in there for quite a while because that HP drain is so powerful in the game. In my opinion, that's just how I feel. But the second you have access to these Knight Swords, and you can, then you're going to replace it, especially if you can get the extra Excalibur, or you just want to yank it off Orlandeau, because let's be honest, he doesn't really need it. He's super powerful without it. But that Excalibur is great because it's going to give you haste. Haste is so good in this game. It's so important, especially on Ramza, who's going to be able to boost other people's speed in the game. And he's just great. Absolutely busted, guys. Now, why is he the best thief? It's basically because he's got that yell ability. He's able to boost his own speed, boost his ally's speed, and because he gets more speed, he has a better chance of stealing, and of course, it's going to raise his physical attack, which also affects stealing. And yeah, long story boring, he gets crazy really fast. He's going to get you your best odds to steal, and he's going to have the most chances to steal. So he's definitely your best option for those steals. Now we're talking about damage dealing though. This is how I'd set him up as a physical damage dealer, giving you those monk abilities, so he's able to use the chakras and the heals. He's going to peel off the poisons, and he's got everything. He's even got the revive, the terrain use. So if monk and the martial arts is a pain in the behind, to be honest with you, if you're wanting to use the revive, but it's still super duper worth and great to have in your arsenal. Okay, with that said, we're going to close. We're not going to save those changes. We're just going to let it go reset back to Thief. And let's go take a look at our other unique classes that make up this team. And so next comes in Mr. Sid, as I've named him, but Orlandeau. And so this guy is a hoss. Of course, you want to get those braveries up to 97. And then with Mr. Sid, we're going to have him with that Chaos Blade in his main hand, Excalibur in his offhand for that wonderful, beautiful haste. We're going to have that ribbon, the Maximilian armor for just the most HP. You know, it's just super duper good. You don't have to have it. If you don't want that, there's nothing wrong with going with sheer power and going with like the power garb or the jujitsu gi, because it's going to give you a bonus to physical attack damage. It's super duper worth having on him. But I have him with the Maximilian armor just for that bonus HP. The Chantage, because it basically makes you, you know, invincible. You're gonna re-raise. It's got a regen and a re-raise on it. It's super busted, super broken, and you can get a bunch of these once you get your piggies rolling and poaching. With that said, We're gonna, for his secondary ability, we got items. Then we got Shia Hadori. Then we're rocking that dual wield so that we can have those 2 swords, and then the movement +3. So Sid is your damage dealer. He is the guy. This guy absolutely destroys and waylays, and it just wrecks everything in the game. He's super duper busted. Can't say enough good about him. He is unbelievable. With that said, moving along, there's not much else to say about Mr. Sid. We all know who he is, and we all know how broken he is. Let's take a look at Agrius. Agrius is next in the loop. Now, you can see I've got Excalibur on here. You're only going to have access to 2 of them. And so if your Ramza's got it and then Sid's got one, obviously you're not rolling this on her. We'll talk about that. Same with the Escutcheon too. Regardless, moving on, we've got her on her Holy Knight job. Of course, that 97 bravery, but we do boost her faith up to 85 because she's doing magic, guys. She's using the magic. And so when it comes to that main hand, this is where you have options. Defender does a great job on her. Save the Queen, super duper great. It's going to give you some nice bonus with that. I believe it's Shell that it gives you. Regardless, it's nice. Maybe it's Protect. I don't remember off the top of my head. But regardless, it's nice. It's super duper great. So I'm just going to slap that on her for the video. And then Escutcheon 2, of course, is the best defensive shield, but you only really have access to one of them. The Venetian shield is good because it gives you a lot of elemental defenses. So let's just say we go that route with her. And then we're going to have that ribbon, that lordly robe. We talked about it before. This is another one. Super great. We love it. You name it. One thing I would suggest maybe is going white robe on her. It's going to half the elemental damage she takes. I believe that's what it does. Regardless, I'm not sure off the top of my head. Actually, let's just roll on down here and take a look at it. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take you with me as I fact check my information here. And so, yep, it halves that fire, ice, and lightning elemental damage. That's what I thought. And so that's a decent option for her. And what she's going to basically do is become your magic tank, the one that can really survive any and all magic attacks. You're going to have certain boss fights where that's going to be a huge problem. With that white robe, it's going to help you a lot. The chameleon robe is pretty great because it's going to help you with those fights where they use sword arts. Even though they're not all holy element, for whatever reason, sword art procs as holy in the scripts, in the game, and so those enemies will not use sword art attacks on somebody with a chameleon robe usually because they register it as they have the ability to absorb it. And then the Genji glove, we absolutely love it because it's got physical damage and magic attack on it, and so this is really good because she's going to be using sword arts and casting magic. With that acknowledgement of magic, her secondary ability is white magic. Absolutely love it. She's going to be raising, healing, giving those boosts and boons to everybody around her, and this gives her some fantastic utility. Now, I don't like to do the same thing with everybody when we're using unique characters because it's very easy to break the game very quickly. You understand? I promise it really, really is. You could cheese the game with just a few abilities, and Shia Hadori is one of them. For that reason, we're taking counter as her reaction. Makes the game more interesting in my opinion and a lot more fun, and so counter is what I put on her. That way she's able to hit back and do some damage, which can lead to some fun situations and scenarios if you mix up that sword that she's using. Put on an ice brand and she has the potential of doing that ice damage back, Nagnarok, turning them into chickens, you name it. Really fun stuff. Regardless, moving down support, we got magic defense boost because like I said, some bosses have bonkers magic damage, and she's got high faith, so she's gonna be taking more magic damage. So stacking her magic defense is gonna give her the survivability that she needs to really kind of shrug those things off. And then Mana Font. Why Mana Font? Because she's gonna be using all those abilities, she's gonna be casting all those spells, and we want to make sure she's able to get that magic back. Are you hard locked in a Mana Font? Is this what you absolutely have to have? No. Feel free to mix it up and do something different. You want to put like fly on her, teleport, movement +2 because she doesn't have access to movement +3. You name it. There's nothing wrong with all these things. Just Mana Font is what I would choose because I often find that I like to cast magic all the time. Moving right along, at the next unit in the group is Mr. Beowulf. Now, Beowulf's not somebody you're going to have access to right away, but he's definitely one that's fun to play and pick up along the way. And then him, he's one that I put on 97 bravery, of course, and then 85 faith. And then, yeah, we're going to roll him in his main job, Templar. And that's going to give you tons of ways to do status debuffs as you're going through the game in your various ways. And so When it comes to his secondary ability, we want Summon on him, guys. Summon, and I'll explain why. When you're casting your summons, obviously Mr. Beowulf's got some pretty decent magic attack in his setup already. He's got a 19 down here with little effort put into it. He's got a Rune Blade and the Aegis. These give bonus magic attack, Wizard's Robe, and then the Septium Ribbon. He's got the magic attack boost, which doesn't register down there on the stats, by the way. So we're going to build him with magic attack in mind because it's going to help him get his status effects off more often and with accuracy. We put on the summon, and now he's got big AoE hits that doesn't have friendly fire and can do a lot of really good things. And then on top of that, Golem. Golem's going to give everybody an overshield based on the caster's HP. And, well, Beowulf has some pretty decent HP in his Templar stat as far as its growth and whatnot. So he is a fantastic option for that. You can switch it up. You want to get rid of the Wizard's Robe and put on some Knight Armor to give more HP and get more out of Golem. It's super duper nice. Golem makes me feel safe, especially in those tough boss fights. And he's the guy that's going to come in and deliver it. And so on him, Golem, absolutely phenomenal. Can't say enough good about it. Now, moving down on reaction, we got the Mana Shield. Now, this is something that can be controversial. Maybe not everybody wants to do this. He's got a way to steal mana. Not the most effective thing in the world by any means, but it's still there. You can often get away with stealing enough to be pretty potent and get some spells off when you take damage and you lose that mana. But remember, Golem is the goal. Golem is the goal. Regardless, magic boost, of course, like I already said, we want bonus magic attack on him. It really helps him out in every way. And so this is a hard yes in that support item slot, and then that movement mana font. And so with Mana Shield, you only have to have one mana to negate the damage. Even if it's 999, if you've got one mana and you proc the Mana Shield, which is based on bravery, by the way, if you proc that, that 99 damage will only take that one remaining mana as damage. And so you shrug it all off for one mana, basically. Well, Mana Font's going to allow you to get plenty of mana back each turn just by moving. And so that's super duper nice. It's going to make sure that you're always having mana in the bank and a way to shrug off that damage at any given time. And it's going to supplement his mana steal and so on and so forth. So super duper great. The one thing we haven't talked about on here is that Septium. I'm probably saying that wrong. Feel free to correct me down in the comments. I know you guys will. My superpower is mispronouncing things. Regardless, the Septium, let's back it on up and take a look at it. We're just going to scroll on down here. It gives you a bonus magic attack, as I had said already, but it also gives you haste, and you start the battle with invisible. Now, this is an item that you're going to poach from the Great Hydra. You will be able to get this with some patience and some time. Feel free to go for it. This is definitely one that's worth, in my opinion. Have a lot of fun with this item. Regardless, it slaps on Mr. Beowulf with this build-in setup. And yeah, that's team member slot number 4. Okay, now let's take a look at number 5, which you see I have 2 options here, and I'm actually going to showcase you a 5th. I actually ran out of room to make more units, so I have to kind of just edit, and I'll show you that. But regardless, the next option is a damage dealer, which is Cloud. I know everybody wants to play Cloud, guys. I know it. Everybody loves this guy. They want to use him all the time. And so here he is, Mr. Cloud, 97 Brave, 60 Faith. His damage from his unique class, Soldier, is magic damage. It's highly dependent on magic. So we have built him with the Materia Blade Plus, Lambent Hat, because it gives us speed and magic, Rubber Suit, because it gives him bonus MP, and then he's got decent HP. He actually doesn't have a way to get magic damage on his body. There's no way for him to do that, so this is the next best thing, in my opinion. Definitely a tough item to get. If you're not able to get it, you can just roll on through and keep using these, the Jujutsu Gi, the Power Garb. Gaia Gear gives you some way to negate, earth damage. Ninja Gear, which is a little easier to get, but regardless, these are not bad. Black Garb gives you immunity to stomp. Definitely some decent stuff. The Chantage is a great item for him because it gives him basically that invulnerability. I'm not sure that it's the best. You probably want to go with the Septium, in my opinion, but I put the Chantage on there because he's just going to keep alive, do a job, and heal everybody with the Chantage. You don't have to worry about him. That's my problem with Cloud, is he can feel a little fragile I don't know. I like to play with the Chantage on him because I'm looking to proc Magic Surge so that he just does crazy damage. With that said, his secondary is Aido, and that's because we want to go around spamming AoE magic damage with the Samurai class. So if you run Cloud as your damage dealer in your party instead of someone else, then you're definitely going to have Ramza not do the same thing. Or maybe you just want to double up. I don't know. That's your business. For me, Sid just kind of melts everything anyways. So regardless, Aido, ton of fun. Makes perfect sense on Cloud and really does a job. Magic Surge is great because you have a chance to proc on this. Of course, it's based on bravery, and you're going to get bonus magic attack damage when you get hit. And that's nothing to be, you know, with Chantage, he's going to get hit, he's going to get the bonus, and he's going to come back, and it's fun. Magic Boost is what I put on his support ability. Really good stuff right there. And then, of course, the movement +3. But Cloud, guys, is sheerly optional. He's not a must-have. This is a 5-man party we're talking about here, and he is a sometimes maybe 5th option in there. Another one that is a sometimes maybe is your treasure hunter. And so I've got Rafa here as that gal to do the job. And so let's take a look at it. Rafa, we use her on this to see what we can do to find those treasures. What makes her so appealing as people's option as treasure hunter is because, unfortunately for her, she doesn't have a lot of utility in the game. She really doesn't. Her class is a miss. It needs some love. I was kind of hoping to see it buffed in Ivalice Chronicles, and it was messed with. It was touched, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say buffed. You can get at me in the comments and tell me what you think. With that said, she comes in with a low bravery. I believe she starts with 30, so it's ideal. It's perfect. And when you're treasure hunting, you want low bravery because it increases your chances of finding good items or the better version of the item that's there in each item slot on the ground. If you didn't know, now you do. Got a video on that too. With that said, I've got her on the chemist job as her main job, with Sky Seer as her secondary, using that Sky Mantra as that secondary ability. Really, this is negligible. The Sky Mantra is, it's arguably not very good. You don't need it. You don't have to have it. It's up to you. Her main job is treasure hunting though, guys. And so for that reason, we got her with a blaze gun. Sure, she can go around, shoot people, cast some magic, you know, and do some decent damage. And that's why you want her faith up at 85. And then we got the Lambent hat on her. Now the ninja gear makes perfect sense because it gives her invisibility. Invisibility is really big because she's going out there to find treasure, guys. She's not really wanting to be in the fray and getting the hits until after the job's done, or when it's convenient. It gives you the power to choose when and how with that invisibility. We got the red shoes because not only does it give movement, it gives some magic attack, which helps her just do the things she wants to do with her magic. And then for the reaction, we've got the Mana Shield. Like I told you, she's going to be able to shrug off damage with that Mana Shield, and it'll be pretty great, really useful. You've got Chemist as your main job, so you can just drop an Ether, get a little bit more mana, and then you can take more damage the next turn effectively. Really good stuff right there. You don't have to worry about anything. And then that Sky Mantra, it doesn't use MP when you cast those spells, so Mana Shield, yeah, no brainer. Magic Boost as a support ability because we're using that Sky Mantra magic. We're trying to utilize it, make use out of it. So we want that magic boost so we can do more magic damage. That's just how I've chose to play her. It doesn't mean that's how you have to. And then Fly is her movement because that's going to allow her to basically go everywhere and anywhere with that treasure hunter ability and to pick things up. So yeah, that's how I would play her, and that's what I would do. Now, there's one more that we have to add in the end, and I'm just going to edit Rafa here to show you. And what this team doesn't have, what you want to bring into the mix as an option to rotate in that 5th man unique party, is your poacher. Now, who and how? What do you want to poach? That's up to you. But for me, I always have a lot of fun using Mr. Mustadio. You get him early on, so he is ideal for the poach. That's my opinion. And then, yeah, it doesn't really matter what gun you're using. Let's say for that secondary ability, we want to run Art of War, because that makes sense on Mr. Wow, I got it named Rafa, but Mr. Mustadio. Mr. Mustadio is absolutely phenomenal. He can use the same items, honestly, the same skill set in a lot of ways. In my opinion, that reaction skill, you're going to want to change it to something else. Really, it's up to you what you want to put on there. For me, I like to have him with some reflexes or an auto potion. Reflexes is fun because when you get physical damage or physical dodge and so on and so forth, evasion, it's going to double those values with reflexes. However, auto potion is super duper strong, really, really good. And so this is a fantastic choice on him. And then here we come. This is our poacher, guys. So this guy's going to come in, he's going to do a job, and he's going to poach. This is phenomenal on him, and he's going to get those kills. He's going to finish off those beasts that you've raised, hatched, or captured, or that you just want to kill in the wild, get you those items that you need. And then, of course, flies on there. You can do movement +3, ignore elevation. It's all the same. Really, really up to you. Now, the one way you might want to vary and change Mr. Mustadio is you're going to lack somebody to come in and do the job of talking. And so that's where you're going to want to also use Mr. Mustadio, in my opinion, to pick up Speechcraft. Now remember, Ramza is the best at everything. So I would actually urge you to put Speechcraft on Ramza for your unique party setup, but Mustadio is another really good choice for that because he can come in and he can put this on him, and he's your sometime bench maybe that comes out and utilizes that Speechcraft from time to time instead of Art of War. And yeah, really good stuff right there. So this guy does it. He can talk him into joining you. He can poach him. You name it. Art of War is his best in slot. But if you're not using the Speechcraft, but if you need a Speechcraft, that you slap this on him, and then he just does it all. This is your last character for this unique party setup. You guys tell me what you think. With that said, let's take a look at the teams and see what it says about our unique party team synergy. So it says right here, our Zodiac synergy, it shows a rating under each character. 3.4 for Agrias, 2.8 for Ramza, 1.9 for Beowulf. He needs a little bit of love in this group, but it is what it is. Rafa's got 3.1. Sid, or Orlandeau, has got a 3.1. Overall, we've got a 2.9 rating. Not too bad, right there mid-table. Our physical damage is a 25. Our magical damage is a 52. And then our neutral damage is a 36. Overall, I think we do pretty good. Our damage rating is really high at 38. Our ability to restore HP is a 19. There's things that's not taken into consideration. You know what I mean? Like, items, they're super busted. They're super duper busted. So you're going to be able to heal pretty much no matter what, no matter the faith, and do a really good job and revive, you name it. And then, of course, you know, everybody's got a different way to heal. Like we got Agrias there, and Sid, he's got a way to steal HP. Like we're fine. Healing's not a huge deal. And then we got Inflict Status, a 31, which is actually a pretty strong rating because we got a lot of status effects on the team that can do a lot of different things. In particular, Beowulf doing a job there. You're going to have a lot of fun with the status effects. And then removing status effects, we got a 21. So overall, we got a really strong rating as a team with our abilities and what we got in the bag. And then, of course, our elemental type distribution. Fire is our strongest element, but with a 3. But overall, we've got elements all covered. As you can see, we got Holy, Ice, Dark, Lightning, Earth, Wind, and Water. So nothing's been neglected. This is a well-rounded team. Whew. Now, let's pause, let's think, and let's take a look at the generic characters. This is my preferred way to play, guys. So we've already talked about Ramza Thief, and how to play him, and what's going on there. And this is still holding true for your generic team. If and when you need a steal, this is your best option, in my opinion. And so I would honestly hard roll Ramza, make sure he's got Thief in his pocket, and then roll into whatever else you want for the damage, whatever it may be, magical or like. And those two options I gave you, those two builds, you're not limited to that. So make sure you take into consideration whatever you want to use. But our first generic character that we're going to take a look at is Mr. Question here, who is our chemist. And so Mr. Question as our chemist, we've got them set as a Cancer so that they have the most synergy with Ramza, but really it doesn't matter too much because yeah, he's using items. With that said, we got his bravery down all the way to 30 because this is going to be our treasure hunter. You can take that all the way down to 20. I wouldn't go further than that personally. You know, when your Brave gets too low, then they gotta start talking about leaving. And for me, I just don't even like to get the notifications. I'm one of those people that like gets annoyed quickly, and I don't like all the notifications, so I leave it at about 30, so that way I'm not being bothered. But you can take it all the way down to 20 and get a little bit of a bonus in what you're able to do. I don't think it's necessary though. We got Faith all the way up to 85, same thing. Faith gets too high, they want to leave, they want to go on holy missions and pilgrimages and so on. So I'll leave it at 85, that way I'm not really getting fussed with. You can honestly go down to 80 and be pretty happy and content. 85 is where I like to go with it. Now you're going to say, a chemist doesn't need faith, man. Well, the elemental guns, that's where it comes in. The elemental guns are dealing damage based on faith, and that's where I go with that. I think it's worth. I don't think you have too much to be fussed with. You don't want your chemist to get hit anyways. It's going to happen, but you want to try to avoid it. With that said, elemental gun, getting the bonus out of it, this makes perfect sense for me. And then, yeah, the ribbon. Of course, headpiece, yeah, status immunities. Once you get your piggies and you start slaughtering them, poaching, I'm sorry, you hear them scream. It's just terrible, guys. You hear those pigs scream regardless. You get the ribbons rolling, you're going to be happy with ribbons. Low HP, status immunity, it's a beautiful thing. Rubber suit is what we got on Mr. Man here because it gives him lightning immunity, and so that's a nice little bonus. It gives him a good amount of HP, and it gives him a little bit of MP, which really is inconsequential, but it's still something. And then we got the Japamala, because the Japamala gives lots of immunities, but what's most important about the Japamala is it boosts elemental damage. And so now your chemist isn't just some guy who floats around back there and is kind of does a job, you know what I mean, and can be sometimes useful. He's getting more use, and his elemental gun is actually pretty scary and hits really hard. You're gonna find that you love it, and he's really potent and powerful. And then on top of that, does a job with the potions and the items, and yeah, that's just it. And with that said, for me, I like to go Art of War past that. You do not have to. You can do whatever you want, but let them break stuff and have some fun and be extra useful with that utility. It's pretty great. It's a lot of fun. And so Art of War as a secondary on your chemist is super great. Auto Potion, this is fantastic. We'll talk about it enough in other videos. I'm sure you've seen them, or if you haven't, go check them out. But whatever your lowest potion is, that's what it's going to want to use first. If you get rid of all those potions, guys, and let's say you only have high potions, then you're going to use high potions, each auto potion. Really, really nice. And then, of course, so on. So bear that in mind. With that said, support abilities next with the poach. This is going to be the guy that does the job with the poach. He's going to kill everything. And he's going to get you those magical rare carcasses and ensure that you get those rare items. And so he's really useful there. And then, of course, Treasure Hunter, we're going to double up on it. We want the double Treasure Hunter because we want to make sure that we're able to pick up those items. Do you always want that? No. What's along the way and can be useful, of course, is really just the movement +1. You want to put that on there? Let's be honest. Even just a movement +1 will get you really far in the game. You're going to have it all the time. Super duper great. Teleport is a trap. I really wouldn't go that route with him. That's just me. But yeah, definitely very good. Treasure Hunter is absolutely great. The only problem you're going to have is you're going to run into issues with certain levels where you want to treasure hunt and you can't get to the items. And at that point, then you probably want to pick up Fly. Or ignore terrain, or ignore high elevation. Fly is the end all be all. So that's where you're going to want to go specifically for those maps in those areas. And I have videos on all that too, where to find these items and when you need it. But yeah, Treasure Hunter and or Fly is what I would shoot for on Mr. Question here, our chemist. Next up on the team is our orator, Mr. Mustachio, who is not wanting to load. Let me just reload this. Click on him again, and let's see if he'll load for us. No? Okay, okay, and here we go. We've got Mr. Mustachio, our orator here. And so, orator, guys, super duper powerful in this game. I think it's one of the most slept on jobs, in my opinion. But yeah, super duper great job right here. And so Mr. Mustachio is coming in here, 97 brave, 85 faith. Really high faith, guys. I know you're screaming at me, but then they're going to take tons of magic damage. Why are we doing this? Listen, it's worth it. especially because we're going to have Mr. Mustachio casting magic, but we also like that he's going to be able to utilize this and do more with that elemental gun, doing the bonus damage, doing really good stuff there. Really good altogether. We get the Lambent hat on him, really good stuff, and then that Wizard's robe for the bonus magic attack. And so magic attack's really important here because it's going to affect how well your orator skills work, your orator abilities. And so you want to make sure you get as much magic attack going as possible because it affects the accuracy of your speechcraft. With that said, we put up the Japamala on here for the bonus damage on the gun. However, if you want to go optimal and try to get the most out of your speechcraft, you're going to want to use the Mage Power Glove. Mage Power Glove, or you of course get other things like the Septium down the line, which can be really useful with the haste and the visibility. You name it, but that Mage Power Glove is going to give you some nice magic damage. Of course, Genji Glove does too. There's other things, but that's primarily what you're going to want there. So let's just go ahead and slap that Mage Power Glove on him now. And so that's going to give him more accuracy with those speechcraft abilities. Now, I like my orator to have time magic. Time magic is something that is always useful, that you don't always want on everybody. So this gives you another way to utilize it, and consistently. And that word's important. I'll explain why on the next character. But regardless, time magic, very useful. Good stuff, and yeah, it gives him away some of that MP that he's going to have in his pocket. Auto Potion, of course, super duper good. Can't say enough about it. High Brave means it procs more often. Super great. Magic Attack Boost. We want this. Why do we want this? Because we want our speechcraft abilities to be more accurate. Really helps out, does the job. And then Fly. Fly is super duper great. Want mobility. We want to be able to get everywhere. We want to get out of trouble and out of harm's way, and this is the best way to do it. Now, that is my opinion. You can, of course, sub that for something else. It's up to you. That's just what I think is the best in slot, but it's very steep and expensive and hard to get there. Worth it, though, in the end, in my opinion. So, yep, that's our orator coming in with that third slot on the team. Looking at our next slot is Mr. Yoda Envy. Now, Mr. Yoda Envy, as you can see, is our summoner. Our summons are so good in this game because of the big AoEs, the diversity in what they can do, and then on top of that, no friendly fire. That's really, really big. No friendly fire. Now, our summoner here, Mr. Yoda Envy, has got a 97 in Brave, an 85 in Faith, and of course we got them set on Capricorn instead of Cancer. Cancer has the best synergy with Capricorn, but Capricorns don't necessarily play well together, if that makes sense. Moving right along, let's take a look here. We got the Wizard Rod on him. Why not? Wizard Rod, bonus magic attack damage. I think kind of the rods are kind of meh, but really all of the stabs and the rods are kind of meh. The good thing about the rods is you can use a certain elemental rod and get bonus out of that type of damage with those kinds of spells. However, the Wizard Rod just gives you period dot extra magic damage, so I really like that and just leave it there. A lot of people say Rod of Faith is really good at the end. Nothing wrong with that. It's going to be a long time before you see it. Dragon Rod, it's kind of just trash. It's weird. It's just super trash. Anyways, Lambent Hat, speed, magic attack, duh. Wizard's Robe, magic attack, yes. Feather Weave Cloak, super duper good, guys. Super duper good. Love the cloaks. I love what they can do. Don't sleep on them. Cloaks can be really big. Now, the Featherweave Cloak, or the cloaks in general, with reflexes, which is what I have as this person's reaction, holy, you will just outright negate physical attacks. You'll just outright negate magical attacks. It's so good. It's so good. A ton of fun. Can really get you out of trouble. I like to mix it up a little bit and not just do the same thing on everybody. And so this is what I'd suggest here, and I've had great effect with it. Now, with that said, Arithmetic is the secondary ability. Summoner with Arithmetic. I get people that scratch their heads on this all the time, and they give me flack about it. Listen, guys. Arithmetic gives you access to every single spell that you have learned on the character, just outside of summoning. So, why wouldn't you want your summoner to have it? Sure, your Arithmetics don't cost MP. Okay, sure. You don't need MP for that. But You're already playing a class with high magic attack damage, with plenty of MP to support the summoning spells. Use Arithmetic to basically use all your other spells. You've already spent the time in the job trees to unlock things, to get the different jobs. You might as well put it to good use and just unlock every spell you can, and then each time you do, you get that much more out of this unit. You got me? Once you have those Arithmetics and you got the Summoner, now you have tons of options. This guy is your end-all be-all magic caster that just casts everything. Everything. And that includes time magic, but not consistently, because the Arithmetics and finding the right match can be a booger and a half. Regardless, super duper great. This becomes the person that literally can just sit back at the edge of the map or the edge of the fight and just drop nukes, help, you name it. Arithmetics is something I don't normally talk about or give too much attention to because it really is game breaking. It really is game breaking, guys. However, putting this on this character is a one and done. Every single magic tree, black mage, mystic, you name it, they all are going to benefit from this, and it's going to be super duper great. And this guy can just do it all. And then you don't have to go down all the trees, all the different characters. Have fun. Magic attack boosts support. Duh. We cast everything. Duh. And then teleport. I put teleport here because you want to use it. You know it's fun. It's really steep and expensive, but it really is a trick, guys. Like, if you're teleporting outside of your natural movement range, the likelihood of you failing gets bigger and bigger the further you go out until it's just zeros, almost. I don't know if it's an absolute zero. I don't think anyone really knows, but the chance is so low, it's just kind of bleh. Height is not affected by that, but range is. So teleport can be fun, can be good, but remember, this isn't someone who needs to move a lot. You got me? This is somebody who can teleport, ignore the elevation. Maybe you just want to go for ignore elevation at that point. But regardless, teleport's fun. I like to put it on this character. That way we're utilizing the teleport. Sadly, teleport is a bit of a meme now in the Ivalice Chronicles, and it's not that great. That's just me. They could fix it. I hope they fix it. Please, give us a sequel and fix it. Give us a sequel, fix teleport. And how you can fix teleport, the more you use it, the more you master it again, and then when you truly have used it, I don't know, even through the fails, let's say 150 times, 200 times, whatever, then you get master teleport, like, you know, like our favorite guy with the Genji gear, which I can't think right now. Why can't I think? He's a big deal. What's wrong with me? I don't know why I'm struggling. Elmdor. Anyways, moving right along, up next on the team, the next person we want to check out, of course, is number 5, our damage dealer. And this is where things get dicey, as in you have options. You can go lots of different ways, and really you should play to your preferences. For me, we've got Mr. Rioite. Mr. Rioite here is a Cancer. The Mr. Cancer, well, I started to explain this with the last character and I didn't finish. Your end-all magic beat caster, which was Mr. Yoda Envy, the Summoner Arithmetician, needs to be a Capricorn because we make everybody else Cancers to play well with Ramza. And yeah, our magic caster, we're going to have benefit everybody. And then once you get Mr. Ramza set up with the Shantae, you really just doesn't need anything. And so yeah, you're going to be supporting the rest of the party, so that's why we do that. Anyways, we're back on Cancer, Mr. Rioite, and our main job here is Monk. We're leaving our faith at 60, but we took our bravery up to 97 per the norm. There's really no downfall for that unless you're treasure hunting. And then we've got Ribbon, because now monks and Ivalice Chronicles can wear them, and it's great. We got the Power Guard because it gets bonus physical attack damage, which is absolutely awesome. We got the Chantage on them, which is game breaking. This is one of those things. I said I don't want to break the game and use this stuff too much, so I'm sorry I did put this on here and I did it again. Let's be real. Something you can put on them, of course, is, you know, you can get the Germanus boots, wing boots. You know, Germanus boots are great because it gives you bonus jump and movement. Of course, we can put on the Power Gauntlet or the Bracers once you get them, which I think you're going to get them through Orlandeau first before anyone else. So that definitely does a job. But the Chantage just makes it where this guy can't die. And you don't want your monk to die because your monk's going to be your backup support that's going to be picking people up. And so with that said, we got Geomancy as a secondary ability. Why Geomancy? It doesn't cost MP. It doesn't cost MP. Yeah, his magic attack is negligible. But really, Geomancy never really feels great. If you're using Geomancy for magic attack damage, I'm not being ugly when I say this, it's just never optimal. You're kind of just trying to break the system or just go against the grain, and there's nothing wrong with that. Play the game your way. But if you're trying to do the most magic damage at any given point, it will never be Geomancy, sadly. It just isn't built into the game that way. And so, unfortunately, Geomancy never really hits hard with magical damage. It can always be decent. Yes, it can always be okay, but it never hits as hard as other magic ability spells. But it is a constant hit, like a perfect hit. It's an instant hit, and then on top of that, it's got secondary effects with the debuffs, and that's what we're after on Monk, is the debuffs. And so you have an option to always do range damage and to always debuff your opponents with Geomancy on that Monk. Super duper great and fun, useful stuff. Then we got Shia Hidori because it's game breaking. It's a reaction where if your frontliner has this, they're more or less just negating any and all physical attacks. It's not supposed to work on range damage like it does, but it does, and it will negate those as well. And then we got dual wield. Why dual wield? Because we want him to punch twice. He's got two of them. He's got two hands, guys. Let him throw them. And so this is fantastic. They will absolutely mollywop with those two hands. And then movement +3. And then, of course, they got innate brawler. And it's so good. It's so good. Monk is, in my opinion, my favorite damage dealing class for the generic characters because of its ability to put out mad damage and offer a supporting role. And then you can just throw whatever you want as a secondary and it still do a job. Maybe you want to put on jump. That's fine. It will do great. You know, maybe you want to go steal. That makes perfect sense, actually. And you don't want to use Ramza to steal. That's perfectly fine. He will be your backup stealer, you name it. It really doesn't matter what you put on there. Bard Song, they're going to do a job on Monk, and they can do it really, really well. Maybe this isn't the damage dealer you want to use. I feel you. Listen, you want to switch your class to, let's say, Dragoon. By all means, do it. But for me, this is the best damage dealer out of the generic options that really does a job. Just saying, bar none. A really good option in there too, other than Monk, is, let's be real, Ninja. But you don't need the dual wield. When you're Ninja, you drop the dual wield, and what you're going to go is Brawler now. Your secondary ability, you can keep Geomancy, and he does the same job. It really is good. Bard Song, all these things, you have all the options in the rotation that you want to use. You're using the same abilities. Keep your item slots empty, your weapon slots empty, and then roll the same setup with dual wield Brawler. It's the same as Monk. You're just faster, and you've given up the Monk abilities, and that's where maybe you want to pick up martial arts now. And now you're doing the exact same thing with more speed. It's so good. The martial arts is powerful. Like, this is just, it's good. These two are my favorite. Monk being number one. Ninja comes in basically just as a monk with extra speed and good jump movement. It doesn't matter how you go about it, guys. So good. So good. Like I said, maybe you want to go samurai, maybe you want to go archer, maybe you want to go dragoon. More power to you. I just don't think that's your best in slot. This is what I think is best in slot for your 5-man generic team. So, with that said, let's take a look at the team and see how it ranks. Here we go with the loading. So there it is. Our team rating for Zodiac Synergy is a 4. Who'da thunk? Two Capricorns, and then of course you've got your you've got your 3 Cancers. And then of course, as you can see, it's all 4.4s and 3.8s on that for each one. We come on over here to our ability distribution. We've got 25 physical attack, 42 magic, and 31 neutral. It's very similar to our unique ability, our unique party. Now we come over here to damage. We got a 33 less damage. Who'd have thought? 5 points less, if I remember correctly. But we don't have Orlandeau in the party. Let's be real. That dude is just a machine. Restore HP is a 10. Don't be fooled by that. Don't forget. Our Ramza can be versatile and switch and change different things, and will be able to heal based on that, especially if you go Aido or Monk, either one of those, which I suggested. They'll have more ways to heal and be super duper solid and great. Then you've got the status effects, and that's going to come in with a 28. Super duper good. Can't complain about that. and that's what you want. And the game status effects are a ton of fun and can really save situations and really just break fights. So really, really good. And then you got the remove status element 11. Not a huge deal. Monk, like I said, they've got abilities that pretty much remove everything. You've got a chemist with items that are pretty much going to remove everything. And then you've got an arithmetician under that summoner that's pretty much going to have the ability to remove everything. So you have nothing to be fussed with there. Now we come on down to magic. As you can see, we are well covered right here. We've got fire, we've got dark, earth, lightning, wind, water, and tin and ice. We just don't have holy. And that's unlucky. But it is what it is. If we jump back over and we take a look at our unique party, which it's not going to load. Let's try that again. When we look at our unique party, we have the one holy there. It makes the difference. But we don't have all the ice and everything else, so it's a little bit of a trade-off not having the holy. Go figure, generic characters don't really have a way to get that going, so it makes perfect sense. They more than make up for it with all the other elemental boosts that we get with the 3 in wind, 3 in water, 3 in earth, and 4 in fire. It's really, really good, and then the 10 in ice is kind of bonkers. But yeah, guys, this is the only team you need. These are all generic characters, and that's what I'd suggest utilizing for your build. You guys tell me, what do you think? Was this useful? Was this beneficial to you at all? Did I just waste your time? I hope not. If you think I'm worthy, make sure you drop me a like and subscribe. It really goes a long way to help the channel. Drop down in those comments, guys. Tell me all about it. What do you think? Did this benefit you? Are you plan on using this? Is this something that's going to give you some guidance? I'm interested in hearing your feedback. What would you change? That's a big one. What would you change, and how would you do it differently? I absolutely love to hear that. Whew. With that said, huge shout out and thank you to our soldiers. You guys and gals are the ones that keep the content rolling, me going, and everything flowing. So I'm so grateful for y'all. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And yeah, guys, until next time, I will catch you later. Bye.